ago when I did All About You, starring Renee Goldsberry. She was playing opposite Debbie Allen. That was my first feature film. And I saw two intergenerational Black women just kind of laughing and conversing, and I thought, I've never seen a movie like this with these types of women. So I just made a mental note to do a movie with an older woman and a younger woman and put them in a car together, maybe make it a road trip movie, and maybe add snow. So I just remember that and made a mental note about it. And many years later, my husband's mom passed away from breast cancer, and a lot of it she kept from us, so we could not help her or grieve with her. And so I just want to incorporate that element into a story to just pose the questions as to why we do this, and maybe use the film as a catalyst to create conversations about our health issues and perhaps not doing it that way. And every time I see the film, I get to say goodbye properly, I feel. So it's so if that works for me, I know it also speaks to other people in that way. So I really wanted to combine that, and I didn't want it to be a sad story. So I was gonna make it a romantic dramedy. And I'm like, could I pull this off? So this is my attempt at all those granular ideas wrapped up together into one movie.
There's a lot packed into the film. And you mentioned that you first wrote it over 25 years ago.
Okay, so as writers, as we deal with the protagonists, there are two elemental things that we want to track, right? The first thing is, what does the protagonist want? You know, and I teach screenwriting too, so bear with me. But it's what does the protagonist want? And we call that the A plot. And that's usually what the story is about. There's a young lady, or not so young, there's a woman who wants to, move up in her company, but she also wanted the love of her life. So we're tracking her story to see if she gets that, if the A plot fulfills the goal that she has. And so that's, what does she want? But the real theme of the story is the B plot, and that's, what does she need? Mm-hmm. Right? And when we dig into the universal parts of the storytelling, it's really the B plot. That's really what the movie is about. And what she needs is a woman who could have everything, wants everything, but ultimately she needs, and this is the answer I came up with. You can have your own answer and it can be right too, okay? But I felt like she needs to surrender. Oh, someone else telling universal, doesn't matter what color the characters are. Like, I could have made all these characters Asian, we would have had the same story. That could have been a Jewish family, it would have been the same story. We all have a fundamental need within us. And when we explore that as writers, you will find that finding the answers to those fundamental needs are universal. And ultimately, that is where we want to be as storytellers. And if by chance they happen to be all Black, that's happenstance. But there is like granular specificity in terms of Blackness. Let me see, for instance, when she goes, when the Amish girl is talking and she's like, Lord have mercy. That's like an older Black woman who is just fed up. And we've heard that growing up. It's like, Lord have mercy, God help her. So that's specificity, but again, everybody understands what she's going through in the moment, and that becomes universal. Thank you for calling it a soap opera. I like to play with the edges of melodrama and like touch it and then run back. Because I think life is like that, I like the exploration of characters with depth, and I like moments of nuance, and I like silence as a tool for storytelling. So once I knew that, once I wrote this script and I knew that I liked it, I was like, okay, this will be fun to do. My first iteration of the script, all the characters were white. It was supposed to be a white movie. That's really weird. I just remember that. And the reason why I did that was because I think I wanted to prove exactly what we were discussing earlier. That it didn't matter what color these characters were, that the story would resonate because every character is on a specific journey of growth. So when you have a character that has a full arc, and every one of them has that. That's how you develop interesting storytelling that borders on soap opera, but really, I think that means on characters that pull us in, and we want to see how their journey resolves. So that's the key to make sure that there are no one-dimensional characters.
No, I wanted to see what happened to the other characters too, but you don't have, you know.
No time. I actually cut 30 minutes out of this movie. There's so much that happens that I couldn't put in the movie, but I thought on the writing was interesting, but in hindsight and editing, it just didn't cut it. No pun intended.
Yeah, what happened to Morgan in that Lexus